Hi, everyone. My name is Ana Martha Ayala, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I try to teach you all the degree theory by Nikola Stojanovic. And in these monthly aspects videos that I do, I am going to try to teach you how to think like an astrologer so you all can start to apply things to your chart. Okay. So that way, if you see an aspect or you see something coming close to a planet that you have at that degree or within, let's say 0 to 3 degrees is the strongest aspect, right? If it depends on the type of aspect, but the more distance between what's happening, whatever aspect it is, to a planet, then the less effects you're going to feel in your chart. Now, February is a very powerful month. Why? Because all planets are direct. And we have Pluto that already ingressed in Aquarius and it's at 0 degree of Aquarius. So if you guys remember, Uranus went direct on January 26th. So from January 27th to March 31st, all planets are direct. So you have that small window of time to initiate things, to get things implemented, to go forward. All right. We have the first retrograde from Mercury happening April 1st to April 25th. And then after Mercury goes direct, there's another little small window of time where all the planets are going to be direct. And then at the end of this video, I will tell you when the other planets will start to go retrograde again, which are the outer planets, which are the ones that have the most influence. Um, so uh, if you all have listened to the degree theory videos that I have made, you know that the 0 degree is the most powerful, the purest form of that sign, right? So Pluto is going to be the strongest this year. Why? Because most of the year it's going to be at 0 degrees. In September, October, I believe it dips back into Capricorn and then it goes back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So there's going to be a lot of conjunctions at 0 degrees. So you need to be mindful on a personal level. Um, depending on what the other planet is, to not be too forceful because Pluto is all about force, about being bossy, pushy. It's also transformation, on the positive side, but you need to be a little mindful, especially this month. So on February 5th, Mercury conjuncts Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. You know, Mercury, the planet of the mind, of communication, short travels. Um, so with the communication, you need to be careful with arguments, careful with your words. They can be too powerful. Pluto or bossy. Things that you write, like emails that you write or presentations that you make, the tone can be too strong. So like I said, be mindful. On the other hand, it's very good for doing research, investigations, questioning stuff. Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio and they're like the detectives of the zodiac. So inquisitive minds want to know stuff. So you might be diving into something that you really want to investigate. Well, this is a great time to initiate February 5th. February 7th, you have Venus trining Uranus. Um, Venus is in Capricorn and Uranus is in Taurus at 19 degrees. And that is the 19th degree is a degree of Libra. So Venus is all about money and love. since it's at the degree of Libra, there could be a sudden meeting with someone, especially for the earth and water signs because it's Capricorn and Taurus. So the ones that are favored are the earth signs and the water signs. Also surprises are possible in, like I said, money and love. Now, one of the things that I want you to think about is because in this video, or the monthly videos, I only discuss the Ptolemy aspects, but I don't go into the sextile. Ptolemy aspects are the sextile, well, a conjunction, the sextile, the trine, the square, and the opposition. I don't talk about sextiles because to me it's like a very small possibility. A trine is the most favorable. The conjunction, well, it depends on what planet is conjuncting your natal chart, right? Conjunctions could be good if they're conjuncting Venus or Jupiter for the most part. They can be not so good if the conjunction is with Saturn and Mars, but it depends because if it's, if it's going to give you initiative and drive, Mars, then that's good, right? So you have to take a look at it from like a wide perspective, all right? But I just want you to know with Aquarius, the ones that are going to be challenged are Leo, because it's going to be facing an opposition, right? Because Aquarians also, obviously, because it's a conjunction. And like I said, it depends. Conjunctions could be good or not so good. And then you're going to be squaring Taurus and Scorpio. So those are the four signs that I think this month are going to be coming across these aspects the strongest because a lot of stuff is happening in Aquarius. So on February 8th, you have the sun squaring Uranus. The sun is going to be in Aquarius. Scoring Taurus at 19 degrees. Again, is the degree of Libra. So it's talking about money and love, mostly love. So this is a not so great aspect because it's a square. So keep your schedule light. Uranus brings stuff that comes up suddenly, unexpectedly, and just realize we can't control everything in life, but try to keep this in mind during this time, especially February 8th. Try not to schedule anything important today, especially with a man, the sun. Accept things that can't change, and then you just try to go with the flow. That's because Uranus brings stuff that's unexpected. So that's my advice for February 8th. February 9th, we have a new moon in Aquarius at 20 degrees. So Uranus is the ruler of this new moon because it is the ruler of Aquarius. And it's in square. There's a square from Uranus to this. A new moon is when the sun and the moon conjunct. So you need to be mindful. There might be some shakeups in the next few weeks. Remember that Uranus rules divorce and breakups. So any relationship that is weak most likely will end so that something better can begin. It's not the end of the world when, things happen in a relationship. February 10th is the Chinese New Year, and it's wood dragon for those of you that follow the Chinese zodiac. But there's also a square between Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Taurus at 8 degrees. Mercury in Aquarius. So many ideas because it's going to be expanded by Jupiter. It's a square. You're thinking of way too many things. So so little time to do so many things that you want to do. So focus on what's important to get, the stuff that you need done, right? You can be full of ideas but prioritize them. Make a list of things that you need to accomplish. Now, February 13th uh, is a day that you need to be mindful, very mindful. On a mundane level, this can be very intense, aggressive energy because you have Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. Um, so I'm hoping that um, nothing major happens in the world during, close to February 13th because again, it is Mars conjuncting Pluto at 0 degrees in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules the population. I hope that there's nothing military that happens, Mars. There could be something dangerous that happens because, maybe some kind of explosion. Um, Pluto is total destruction, okay? And Mars is military stuff. So I'm hoping that and praying that nothing major happens on a mundane level. On a personal level, whatever you want to accomplish, watch out. This is the energy that is going to give you the get up and go. Mars gives you energy, assertiveness. You are a pioneer. You want to do something and you have the determination to do it. And then Pluto gives you the concentration, the ability to succeed because um, Pluto, like I said, is the higher octave of Mars. So with Mars and Pluto, again, just be careful because on a personal level, you might come across being too pushy, all right, or too bossy. On February 14th, here in the United States, we celebrate Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's for everybody. And it is a nice Valentine's Day. It's an excellent day for love. The moon is exalted in Taurus on February 14th. So, there's a lot of emotions going on. Um, and the moon will be conjunct Saturn and Uranus. No, the moon will be conjunct Jupiter. And then Saturn in Pisces sextiles the moon. So there's longevity, stability. It's a great day to get engaged, to get married, which is cliche because a lot of people do get engaged and do get married on Valentine's Day. But you might also want to go on a first date as well. So, because I love this Valentine's Day, it's very good. The aspects are just phenomenal. February 16th, Mercury squares Uranus. Aquarius, Mercury is in Aquarius, and it squares Uranus in Taurus at 19th degree. Venus also enters Aquarius. So there may be something unusual that comes up in the Mercury. It's not Venus, it's Mercury squares Uranus. In case yeah, I think I said Mercury. But it's Mercury squaring Uranus. Mercury is in Aquarius and Uranus is in Taurus at 19 degrees. Venus is the one that enters Aquarius. There may be something unusual that comes up in the Mercury theme areas. So, um, conversations, contracts, short trips, wherever you have Gemini and Virgo, interesting things might happen. February 17th, you have Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius at 0 degrees. Again, this is a very powerful combination. It can mean a lot of passion, right? It's a very passionate aspect, but it could also lead to violence. Um, so I'm hoping that, you know, it's very romantic for most of you. It can bring also a lot of confidence in love or business. Venus, love or business matters. And again, be careful not to be too pushy because Pluto is involved. February 21st, you have Venus conjunct Mars at Aquarius, 5 degrees, and it's the degree of Leo, which is romance. So I guess, the passion continues that evening. So wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, you're going to be passionate about something. All right. Since it's at the fifth degree, it's romance, children, maybe planning a vacation or something like that. On February 22nd, you have Mercury entering Pisces. February 24th, there is a full moon in Virgo at 5 degrees. And also Venus is squared Jupiter. Now, this full moon is going to be a little difficult because Saturn will conjunct the sun in opposition to Mercury and the full moon. So the day can feel very somber because you need to get a lot of work done, Virgo. However, Jupiter in Taurus is okay with, there's a sextile, right? With a sun in Pisces, and it trines the full moon. So Jupiter might come to the rescue at the end of the day. Um, Careful with spending too much money though, while having fun at 5 degrees Leo, romance, a date, or with your kids. February 27th, Mars is square to Jupiter. Mars in Aquarius squares Jupiter in Taurus. Um, be careful, don't move too fast because Jupiter brings Jupiter is optimistic, right? You can be thinking and it can bring a lot of opportunities. Um, but it's a square. So, just don't move too quickly on anything that comes up. Think about it before you implement it. Okay. February 28th, the sun conjuncts Mercury at Pisces 8 degrees. You can think of very creative ideas because Mercury is in Pisces. You can daydream a little. But then Mercury conjuncts Saturn in Pisces at 9 degrees the same day. The degree um So, Saturn always kind of says, hey, keep those daydreams, realistic. But it will give you the ability to concentrate on how to make whatever you're thinking about happen. Because Saturn rules strategic thinking. So if you have a plan, this day is good for trying to come up with a strategy. Now, February 29th, in my family, I've always heard that the leap years are considered to be very difficult and unlucky years. I don't know if you guys have the same perspective, but I've always heard since I was a kid that, oh my God, it's a leap year, so it's just not going to be good. But anyway, there's nothing astrology wise, just that's one of the things that I've always heard. Leave in the comments below if you've heard the same thing or if you haven't heard anything related to that. Now, for the rest of the year or the next few months, I said I would give you the retrograde planets. So from April 1st to April 25th, Mercury goes retrograde. May 2nd, Pluto goes retrograde. June 29th, Saturn goes retrograde. And July 2nd, Neptune goes retrograde. And those outer planets go retrograde for like 5, 6 months at a time. So that's why I was saying that you're going to have just this small window to get things implemented. And then from April 25th to May 2nd, well, that only gives you a week to do something, right? And then you have the shadow period of Mercury. So I'm thinking that the dates that I had given you before, that little short window of time from January 27th through March 31st is your window to get things done this year. So this concludes the video for February aspects. It's going to be an interesting month because Pluto is at 0 degrees and is making a lot of conjunctions to Mercury, to Venus. I mean, let's see what happens on a worldwide level, which I'm hoping that nothing major does occur. So thank you for watching the video. If you have found this educational, or if I'm actually connecting and trying to, because I want to teach you guys how to see these aspects and how to learn how it affects your natal chart. Okay. So thank you for watching. If you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with somebody that you think might like it or might learn something from this presentation. If you would like a natal chart reading with me, send me an email to amaastrology@aol.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.